Lurkers explores the dark side of the online world. It contains adult themes and disturbing content for mature audiences only.
It's nearly midnight, and Lauren Jones is on the bus home from the city. The night streets of Manchester flicker past in neon and puddles. She scrolls absently, tired, half watching her reflection in the dark window's glass. Her phone buzzes, then again, and again. Verification codes, one after the other. LinkedIn, Vinted, Instagram, a wall of notifications she doesn't remember asking for. Lauren frowns. She shakes her head and slips the phone back into her bag. Tomorrow, she tells herself. She'll deal with it tomorrow. By morning, her Instagram is alive without her. The profile picture is the same. The smile is the same. But the caption isn't. It says, Oasis tickets available. DM me if interested. £200 each. Her friends repost it. Strangers send money. By the time Instagram shuts it down, more than £1,400 has vanished. Then, message notifications light up the screen. This time from her angry followers. Where are my tickets? Why did you block me after I paid? And Lauren, locked out, helpless, watching from the outside as her reputation brutally collapsed. In a world where connection is effortless, every click feels safe. But online, trust can be deceiving. This is Lurkers, true stories of trust, desire, and how technology, if unchecked, can turn it all against us. The woman you just heard from wasn't a household name. She wasn't a celebrity or a star, but not invisible either. In The Guardian, she appears as Lauren Jones, a pseudonym with a few details altered for privacy, but the events that follow are drawn from verified reporting. She was from Manchester, 23 years old, with more than 3,000 followers. Lauren was part of that middle ground on Instagram, a micro-influencer. Her feed was a mosaic of daily life. She curated carefully street-style outfits against Manchester's red brick backdrops, flat whites in local cafes, concert shots from the floor, sun-soaked city breaks to Barcelona, Paris, and Prague. Sometimes brands noticed if you sent clothes and beauty products, hoping for a tag. For Lauren, Instagram wasn't just entertainment. It was her diary, her CV, her place in the world. Then came the Oasis reunion. For anyone outside Britain, Oasis weren't just a band. They were the band that soundtracked the 90s with stadium-filling anthems like Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger. A group that broke apart in chaos in 2009, and now, finally, coming back together. So when tickets for Wembley in the UK went on sale, they sold out in minutes, and for scammers, they were liquid gold. And that morning, Lauren's account, her diary, her resume, her carefully built self became a storefront. The hijackers were inside, selling fake Oasis tickets. The scammers had slipped in overnight, posting in her name. They listed tickets, they messaged followers, and because the account had history, her face, her tone, her friends, people believed it. The theft wasn't just money, It was trust. Friends demanded answers. Strangers hurled abuse. Lauren's phone buzzed with messages she couldn't stop. But the hijackers weren't done. Hours after the fake tickets had gone out, Lauren's phone buzzed again. A demand this time. Pay $100, a ransom, and maybe she could have her account back. Lauren just stared at the screen, numb. The account was hers. Her name, her face, her years of posts, and now it was being held hostage for the price of a train fare. Finally, Instagram pulled the page and she got her account back. Lauren turned the camera on herself. Her mascara had run. Her voice cracked as she spoke the following into her Instagram stories. I didn't sell anyone fake tickets. I was hacked. But the damage was already done. For the victims, an apology wasn't enough. And for Lauren, so was her trust in a platform, in her own digital reflection. The scam had worked. More than £1,400 gone in a single day, and the blame didn't fall on faceless criminals in a Telegram channel. It fell on her, because this is what these networks do. They don't just steal money, they steal faces, they steal reputations, they weaponize the trust you've built with the people who know you best. And Lauren wasn't alone. Across Britain, dozens of Instagram accounts had been hijacked in the same way, each turned into a temporary storefront for Oasis tickets that didn't exist. It was bigger than Lauren Jones. This was industrial, scaled, a machine hiding in plain sight. The scam that hollowed out Lauren's account was part of a system, a machine built for scale and that worked in a pattern, always the same, always efficient. It begins with lure, a message polished enough to fool even the cautious. We've detected suspicious logging activity in your account. Please confirm your identity. The logo matches, the font, even the urgency feels real. Then click the link, type in your password, and the trap snaps shut. Within minutes, the recovery email is swapped and the two-factor identification codes redirected. Suddenly, you're standing outside of your own account, and the locks have been changed. From there, the playbook is simple. Hijacked accounts are turned into storefronts, posts go up, Oasis tickets available, £200 each. They sound casual, believable, urgent. Followers repost and share these through stories and DMs. Payments move quickly into Revolut or ordinary high street bank accounts. By the time the victims realize the tickets don't exist, the money is gone and the accounts shut down. It feels like betrayal. But for the scammers, it's just another day's harvest, and the numbers are staggering. This isn't just Lauren's story. Lloyds Bank says more than 1,000 of their customers were hit by Oasis scams, with losses topping £2 million. Action Fraud reported that in 2024, ticket cons alone cost victims £1.6 million, almost double the year before. And UK Finance now admits that purchase scams, fake listings like this, make up 7 in 10 payment scams in Britain. Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? This isn't just a handful of criminals freelancing. These are networks where hijacked accounts are fuel, each one a temporary storefront stocked with counterfeit trust, open just long enough to take in cash before it vanishes. And the source? Revolut's own data shows that more than half of the scams reported to them begin on Meta platforms, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. To make matters even more, like our UK friends would say, preposterous, on the app Telegram, pre-built phishing kits are sold like starter packs, templates, scripts, step-by-step guides. On underground forums like OG Users, hijacked Instagram accounts are traded in bulk. Some are sold, some rented, ready to be weaponized for the next fake listing. It even has a name. Yes, it has been baptized. Classiscam, a model perfected in Eastern Europe, now franchised worldwide. Steal accounts, pose as trusted sellers, siphon money fast, and move on to the next seller. Or should we say fake storefront? Yes, for scammers, it's efficient. For platforms, almost invisible. And for people like Lauren, it's devastating. Because when the machine runs, it doesn't care about the face it wears. It only cares how much trust that face can cash out before it disappears. For Lauren, the aftermath was worse than the hijack itself. When she finally clawed her way back into the account, the comments were waiting. Some followers believed her story, others didn't. They wrote back to her, "Scammer, you blocked me after I paid. Where's my money, Lauren?" So, she went live and explained herself. But apologies don't restore bank balances. They don't erase the anger of fans who thought they were swindled by someone they trusted. And Lauren wasn't alone. Across Britain, dozens of accounts were hijacked in the same way. The BBC spoke to victims that were furious at the lack of action. People who had reported their cases to Action Fraud, only to be told nothing could be done. Their money was gone, their scammer untouched. And there were others, names we don't hear, accounts with fewer followers, smaller circles, but the same weaponized trust. Oh yes, and before I forget and you think that these scams were only limited to Instagram, at Wembley Stadium itself, another con played out. Fake wristbands, side entrances, groups shepherded past security believing they had tickets when they didn't. A different method, but the same outcome. Because when the demand spikes, when a band like Oasis announces a reunion, when tickets sell out in minutes, scammers swarm. Online, offline, any place where desperation will make wallets open. For Lauren, the money wasn't hers to lose, but the cost was still heavy. A reputation tarnished, a community shaken, a piece of her identity stolen and paraded as bait. Yep, this is what these networks do. They don't just take money, they take your image and turn it against the people who trust you most. Indeed, Lauren Jones got her account back. She cried. She explained. Her feed looked normal again. She didn't. When she finally opened the app, it felt different. On the surface, nothing had changed. The posts were hers again. The feed looked the same. But something was cracked. A fracture you can't see in photos or captions. Because, like we always say, social media isn't good or bad. It's a mirror. It reflects us, our friendships, our obsessions, our need for companionship, our need to belong. And like any mirror, it can be used against us and shatter. Because as you know, mirrors don't break on their own, right? Someone leans, someone learns where to press after studying what you post and how you speak. And please, don't get me wrong. This isn't a story about quitting the feed or fearing the screen. It's about wait, how urgency can sound like truth, how a perfect deal can wear a familiar voice, and how trust can be borrowed long enough to spend. Just remember, the danger isn't always a stranger smirking in the dark, or that cartoon villain with a soundtrack we were taught to recognize in movies. There is no thunderclap on cue, no cape, no mustache twirl as the music swells. More often, it smiles and tells you exactly what you need to hear. It bolsters your ego, tells you that you're special, the one who gets it, the one who was finally seen. So saying yes feels like belonging. They mirror your language, your jokes, the way you sign off, until the voice starts to sound just like home. Because somewhere else right now, yes, in this instance while you're listening to me, another logging just turned green, another caption is about to borrow another face, and the next message could already be right in your inbox. Stay aware, stay present, stay safe. This episode of Lurkers was written by me, Frank Battiston, research and story development by Julia Lawrence, and production and sound design by Daniel Erdenevia. If you liked this shorter story today, don't forget to share the podcast with someone you care about. Leave us a review or rating so others can find Lurkers. And yes, very important, follow us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify so you never miss the next case. Thank you for listening.